Hey guys, it's Chris Mitchell here with Chris Mitchell Guitars, and that's trademarked as CMG Guitars. I am here to introduce you guys to our new Kimberly model, which is made in our Statesboro, Georgia factory. It is not a production model guitar. It is a one-of-a-kind handcrafted. We do each one of these by hand completely, and we don't treat them as production models. For some of you guys have seen our electrics, the Ashley and the Mark are production models. This one is our actual handcrafted one-off model, and I'm very fortunate to have the very first Kimberly, so I'm really pleased with this one. I have to tell you, before I get into the constructs of the guitar, this is the most well-balanced guitar I've ever recorded with. And so that you guys see what I'm recording with, I do this with every guitar I record with. I do a small pencil condenser on the 12th fret. I aim it at pretty much at a 45-degree angle at the 12th fret, and then I do a large tube condenser on the bridge. That way I'm able to pick up some of the bass resonance and things like that. Matter of fact, I'll shape this one out a little bit more. I'm able to pick up some of the bass resonance with the tube condenser, and the pencil condenser is to get up all the high frequencies that you would get from the fret sliding, and also just the upper harmonics that we can hear as human beings, but you don't necessarily pick them up with one microphone. It's kind of like if you only had one ear, you wouldn't be picking up the different tonal frequencies that you can actually get with two microphones. So I always record with two mics just like this, and I have to say that the Kimberly has offered me the best balance I've ever gotten out of any guitar. So let's talk a little bit about the Kimberly's construction before I play. We are talking about a solid Sitka spruce top with a solid rosewood back and sides. Of course, mine has the beautiful inlay right there dividing the two sides. Russell Jones is our chief luthier, and he did all of this completely by hand in our Statesboro factory. My model in particular has a 5-piece neck, and we have a nice piece of laminate just really separating it there from the headstock, and that's just a nice feature. Of course, we've got the Godot tuners on there, and the cool thing about these tuners is that they're 18-to-1 ratio, and that's really important for an acoustic guitar to me because it's almost like having fine tuners on an acoustic. I love it. You'll see that it's got a maple binding all throughout. That is the top, the front and the back, and you can see it's a 5-ply on the sides with the purfling. Now, my model has all of ebony appointments, like your bridge pins, your tailpiece, and of course your fretboard are all ebony, and of course ebony on the headstock. And what we did to keep the guitar design very simple on the Kimberly, and we decided just to put my signature on the headstock. We keep it very simple. It's very plain to see. We've also got a bone nut and a bone saddle. The bone saddle down here and the bone nut. But you know what? Let me go ahead and play a little bit for you guys so you can see it. And I've also got I love the inlay on the rosette. That is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, but let me play for you guys and see what you can hear. I'll play with a pick at first, and I'll play just over the sound hole. So obviously, as I play near the bridge, you're going to get that a brighter sound, as you would expect. I'll do a little finger style here for you guys, so that you guys can hear a little bit what it sounds like in the finger picking. And I don't have nails, so this is just regular flat picking with my fingers. Oh man, I gotta tell you, this guitar has amazing sustain. I'll sometimes hit an E or a B or an A, and it'll really pick up those fifth harmonics that you would expect out of an acoustic guitar. It is tuned exactly where I want. I really feel like this one has a lot of really good harmonics around the A. Sounds great. The other thing about this one is that Russell and I had talked early on. I'd had a Washburn Acoustic in the studio here that I liked recording with because it was a big jumbo, and I told Russell I really like the bass sound of that jumbo. So my challenge was, but then again, I'm a little guy, I'm only 5'8". So our challenge was, Russell, can you build me an OM style guitar that has a big bassy sound, a lot of resonance? And he did just that. He was able to actually build me an OM style, and we tuned it to the point where it's well balanced. And it was the first guitar that I have no EQ on whatsoever. If I showed you my channel strip in Logic, and by the way, I am recording in Logic Pro, and I'm using a Motu 896 HD, and I'm just recording at 44.1. So there's no 96 sample rate on this. It's just 44.1, which is basic CD, your Redbook standard. And it's 24-bit, for those of you guys wondering. I do record 24-bit. You'll notice a difference in that. But anyway, this guitar is probably the most well-balanced acoustic that I've ever played in my life. The strings that I'm playing are Bouncin' Betty Bombardiers, which we own Bouncin' Betty as well. It's our brand. And if you're an acoustic player and you like a phosphor bronze sound, I highly recommend the Bouncin' Betty Bombardiers. They're fantastic. But let me play a little bit more for you guys so you can hear it. See if I can get my elbow out of the way here. Oh man, what a great sounding acoustic guitar. For those of you guys who strum and you get a nice chunky sound, it's a nice huge sound. I'm sorry I'm smiling so much, but this is the first chance I've really had a time to record it in the studio as well, and I've been doing my new album, and I've got 5 more tracks left to do on it, so I'm happy that I'll be getting to do this guitar because it's the most fun I've had recording an acoustic in a long, long time, so that's why you see me kind of smile between the takes. But for those of you guys who've been watching Russell's build out in Colorado, he built one for himself, another OM style, and really and truly, he worked with a master luthier out there. It was fantastic, and they talked a lot about tuning and how to get our sound just right, and this is the sound that we're looking for in the Kimberly. This is what we're wanting to do. So if you've followed the build online and you've seen the photos and the video, this is kind of a sequel, a follow-up to what finally happens when you come back to Georgia and you take all that knowledge that you've learned from a master luthier and you put it to good use. And I'm just very honored that it gets to be in my hands, and it was a wonderful Christmas present from my wife, Ashley. For those of you guys who know the Ashley model CMG, that was her, and I'm honored that Russell's wife, Kimberly, who is standing to my right in the studio, who is shy on television, but I'm honored that she was actually able to lend her name to our acoustic. And Russell, that you can't see, is over to the left. He's waving. You guys have followed his video over in in the Colorado in the build. They didn't know I was going to call on him like this, but listen, we really appreciate you guys keeping up with what we're doing. And again, this is Chris Mitchell with CMG Guitars, Chris Mitchell Guitars, and this is the Kimberly model. And I'll be posting more video soon to come.